Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the JRPG Report. My name is Dalton Suter, and with the announcement of the Switch 2 coming soon, we've got quite a few little games to talk about here. So let's not waste any time and dive right into it, shall we? First and foremost, Persona Megamix vinyl soundtracks have been announced. They will be available, or they became available on April 10th. Atlus and iam8bit have just announced a trio of Persona series vinyl releases in the form of Persona Megamix vinyl soundtrack single LP albums. The albums revealed are the Persona 3 Reload Megamix, Persona 4 Megamix, and Persona 5 Megamix. The vinyl soundtracks are all on a single LP for each game, and each album will be available for $29.99 with hand-picked songs from the games. So if that interests you, give that a shout. I know I love the music from these games, so it would be cool to own these. I don't think I have a way to play them anymore. I believe that my record player stopped working, but they look beautiful. Specifically, the Persona 5 vinyl looks incredible. And speaking of Persona, Atlus has released a free demo for Persona 3 Reload across PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC platforms, with save data carrying over to the full release. Persona 3 Reload debuted last February for consoles and PC platforms as a full remake of the original Persona 3. It has since seen the Episode Aegis expansion release as well. You can download Persona 3 Reload demo and play the opening months of the game on the PlayStation Store for PS5 and PS4, the Microsoft Store for Xbox and Windows, and it is also available on Steam. So that's pretty cool. If you haven't played it yet, it's pretty sweet. I got it when it came out on Steam, and man, it's gorgeous. It's so cool to see that game updated to more of like the graphical style that Persona 5 had. It's absolutely beautiful. And the blues in it are just it's so good. All right, Konami has announced plans to update Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster, Gate Rune, and Dunin Unification Wars for consoles and PC platforms to cover bug fixes, quality of life improvements, and more. While a time frame has not been announced, it is good to see a few of the notable quality of life features highlighted in the option, like the option to not have the music speed up when using double speed function. Konami will also add a way to quit the game on PC. I guess you have to Alt F4 at the moment. It is baffling that this has still not been addressed, but the remainder of the details go into some of the issues relating to using runes with healing effects, freezing, and more. So here are some of the known errors. For both games, discrepancies in terms of certain languages and runes with healing effects malfunctioning when used in the field with empty slots left in your party. Suikoden 1 specifically has the game freezing if an enemy drops an item while your bag is full during the Seika event at the end of the zombie dragon fight. Battles freezing if certain conditions are met. Discrepancies between the damage dealt and the calculation detailed for some Unite attacks. Getting an error during a certain event when the game is being played on a high frame rate PC with VSync on, and instances of city and dungeon background musics not being played back properly. Suikoden 2 has the items in your storage room turning invalid if you select arrange, chance of getting an error when selecting retrieve from certain dishes in your storage room, chance of getting an error when selecting strip right after pausing the cursor on a certain dishes in your storage room, lacking button controls for mini games in PC platforms and PS5. That seems like a major oversight. Holy cow. The random stat upgrade that you get from using items such as the Stone of Power being less of a boost compared to the original games, and getting an error during battles when you assign a character bearing the Medicine Rune and close with empty slots left in your party. That's wow. All right, so it's got some issues, but hopefully they get on those and fix that up, because I know people were very, very excited about this. Me included. I just haven't gotten around to getting it yet. Let's see. Atelier Yumiya, the Alchemist of Memories in the Envisioned Land, has been updated to add in new synthesis animation skip options, sprinting changes, and also the ability to turn off the battle results screen. This Atelier Yumiya update, live as 1.02 on PlayStation, 1.0.2 on Switch, and 1.0.0.3 on Steam, and 1.0.0.2 on Xbox. Adds a new option to skip or fast forward the synthesis animations, ability to turn off the battle results screen, and the ability to set sprinting in-game to manual, auto, or switch. This is the first update following Koei Tecmo's recent reveal for future update plans. Koei Tecmo recently announced that Atelier Yumiya has sold over 300,000 units worldwide, making it the fastest-selling game in the series. Atelier Yumiya is also getting a Tekken 8 collaboration in the future. Atelier Yumiya, The Alchemist of Memories, and The Envisioned Land is out now worldwide for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam. And a little bit of a bummer here. The Switch and PC or Steam versions of Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma have been delayed 1 week from May 30th to June 5th to launch alongside the newly announced Switch 2 version, Marvelous has announced. The latest entry in the action RPG and life simulation series will now launch alongside the Nintendo Switch 2 version simultaneously. Players will experience the eastern territory of Azuma for the first time, a land of Japanese-inspired visuals and unique twists on familiar gameplay elements from the Rune Factory franchise. Those playing on Nintendo Switch 2 will experience the title in a higher resolution and improved frame rates along with Joy-Con 2 mouse controls for village building. That's cool. The company also announced that those who have pre-ordered the Nintendo Switch version of Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma will be able to play on the new platform with the Nintendo Switch 2 Edition Upgrade Pack. Details regarding the upgrade pack will be available at a later date. Additionally, Marvelous USA today revealed Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma Earth Dancer Accessory Set, a limited box set containing the original soundtrack consisting of 56 tracks across 2 CDs, a 160-page art book, an Azuma-inspired folding fan, and a plush Woolby keychain together in a custom outer box. Limited quantities of this special set will be available for pre-order exclusively on the Marvelous USA online store for an MSRP of $49.99. All right, Idea Factory International will release the PlayStation 4 version of Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth Plus, Rebirth 1 Plus, Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2 Sister Generation, and Hyperdimension Neptunia 3 V Generation, both physically and digitally in North America and Europe in 2025. Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1 Plus is an enhanced port of Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1, originally launched for PlayStation 4, May 31st, 2018. While it was never released in the West, the PlayStation 5 title, Neptunia Reverse, which is a further enhanced version, was released worldwide. PlayStation 4 versions of Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2 Sisters Generation and Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 3 V Generation were released in Japan alongside Switch versions on May 23, 2024. A Switch port of Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1 was also released on the same date. The Switch versions of the trilogy were originally planned to release in the West, but were cancelled after being informed the games did not comply with Nintendo guidelines, which makes no sense to me with all of the hentai games that are on Nintendo Switch's online store. But what do I know? What do I know? Nintendo is on my poo list at the moment, and we'll touch on that a little bit later. But yeah, they have no plans to release the PlayStation 4 version, which has now changed. So I'm glad to hear that these games are getting a more widespread release because they're really good. They're a good satirical look at the gaming industry, truly. All right, let's see. Rado. I think I'm saying that right. Rado Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army will launch for the Nintendo Switch 2 alongside its previously announced, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC versions. So if you are a fan of this game, be excited, but for those of you who do not know about it, here is a little overview for you. Undertake the case of the century in this must-play classic from Atlus, the studio behind Shin Megami Tensei Remastered's Devil Summoner, Rado Kuzunoha versus the Soulless Army, with revamped visuals, quality of life updates, new voiceovers, and an overhauled battle system. Taisho 20, in the capital. A young heiress approaches the Narumi Detective Agency with a strange request to kill her. Without any further explanation, the girl is kidnapped. Apprentice Detective Rado Kuzunoha the 14th, who moonlights as a devil summoner assigned to protect the capital, is on the case. Rado investigates all across the city, which includes entering the Dark Realm, a dangerous juncture between the real world and the netherworld where demons are abound. Become Rado Kuzunoha and work with your allied demons to unravel the mystery that blocks your path. What was once a missing persons matter soon spirals into a conspiracy that will shake not only the capital, but the entire nation. The supernatural action RPG classic returns now with revamped visual, audio, and combat enhancements for modern consoles while staying true to the original game's style. A brand new user interface, full voiceovers, and expanded 3D environments, and more invites both veterans and newcomers alike to a nostalgic and thrilling gameplay experience. Channel your inner detective in a gripping supernatural adventure with a charming cast of complex characters. Uncover the truth behind collusion, swirling around the capital with unexpected twists and turns ahead. Use both your mind and the might of your demons to leave no stone unturned. Navigate the historic streets of a fantastical 1930s era in Tokyo or delve into the haunting dark realm where demons lie in wait. With over 120 demons to summon, choose your allies wisely to prevent humanity from being consumed by darkness. That sounds awesome. That's one of those games I never got around to playing, but I really want to because I'm a fan of the SMT series and all its little spin-offs. Gonna have to be checking that one out. And this is just a quick little announcement that Ys 10 Proud Nordics, the significantly upgraded version of Ys 10 Nordics, first announced in December 2024, will be available for the Switch 2 when it launches in the summer of 2025 in Japan. Now, this is the one that took me by surprise, and fight me, I consider this series a JRPG. Publisher Sega and developer Ryoga Gotoku Studio have announced Yakuza 0 Director's Cut for Switch 2. It will launch alongside the console on June 5th. Discover the decadence and danger of 1988 Japan. Yakuza 0 makes its Nintendo Switch 2 debut with a brand new director's cut. The year is 1988. As Japan finds itself at the height of its bubble economy, young upstarts Kazuma Kiryu and Goro Majima take on two massive entertainment districts within Tokyo and Osaka, facing their greatest threat in the series thus far. In this brand new director's cut, enjoy additional scenes starring major characters and the series' first ever online multiplayer mode, Red Light Raid. The battle deciding the next ruler of Kamurocho begins. It is December of 1988. Within the vibrant district of Kamurocho, Tokyo, numerous organizations are mobilizing to seize control of a large-scale redevelopment project. However, a tiny lot with an unidentified owner is all it takes to throw these plans into disarray. The empty lot, as it's called. The struggle over this meager plot of land soon escalates into a major conflict involving powerful Yakuza organizations from both the East and West. As one era draws to a close, the stage is set for two legends to carve out their legacies. So I'm just saying, if you've never played Yakuza 0, it is an incredible game. The story is so good. But the part that I want to tell you guys about is the some of the newer stuff. I read that think they've added like 26 new minutes of cutscenes and stuff, but the online stuff is brand spanking new as well, and that is interesting. Join forces with global players to take down mobs of enemies. In Red Light Raid, you can team up with your friends and players from all around the world to take on challenging missions together. 60 playable characters. Select your favorite character and team up with 4 others as you pummel through hordes of enemies. You must mow down wave after wave of thugs before taking down the boss in the final stage. The money you earn from defeating enemies and winning the raid can be used to unlock more fighters and enhance their abilities. Oh my goodness. You mean you can play the game and unlock characters? You don't have to pay to unlock characters. What a novel thought. That's tremendous. I am here for it. Alright, so Nintendo has also announced that it will be releasing free updates for the Nintendo Switch games to improve playability on the Nintendo Switch 2, including Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening Remake, and Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. The exact contents of these updates have not been revealed, but they will add features that may improve performance or add features like game share for select titles, and you can find all of these games listed over on their official website. Publisher The Pokemon Company and developer Game Freak have announced Pokemon Legends ZA, or as I'm going to call it, Zaza, Nintendo Switch 2 edition for Nintendo Switch 2. It will launch late 2025. Users who own or purchase the original game for Switch will be available to upgrade to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition by purchasing the game's upgrade pack from the Nintendo eShop, My Nintendo Store, or retailers. After you upgrade, the original Switch game can still be played on Switch, though the features and content of the Nintendo Switch 2 edition can only be played on the Switch 2. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition includes the following upgrades: improved performance, higher frame rate, and resolution. That's it. So, I mean, I guess that's cool. I'm sure they're going to charge you like $30 to upgrade to get some better graphics, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. A full remaster of the original Bravely Default is coming to Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day, as revealed at the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, in the form of Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. Initially released on the 3DS in 2012 in Japan, with an upgraded version released a year later for the West, and in Japan as Bravely Default for the sequel. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster includes new and enhanced features and all new minigames. Bravely Default employs a distinctive turn-based gameplay style centered around its Brave and Default mechanics. Defaulting allows you to defend and store actions, while braving enables you to execute those stored actions simultaneously, resulting in a fast-paced and exciting combat system. It has also allowed players to automate their battles by repeating the last actions they had taken, which was quite novel back in 2013. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster releases on the Nintendo Switch on the system's launch day, June 5th, 2025, both digitally and as a new game key card. To which, if you haven't heard about these key cards, you're going to buy a game and you're going to get a cart like you would a normal game. And when you put that card into a Switch 2, it is then going to download the game because that's just a code on the thing. That's just strange decisions Nintendo are making. I get it, but then again, I don't get it. Square Enix has also said that they will release Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate for Switch 2. The company has announced a release date, though has not been given. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate is an enhanced version of Final Fantasy VII Remake. It first launched on PlayStation 5 on June 10th, 2021, followed by PC via Epic Game Store December 16th, 2021, and PC via Steam June 17th, 2022. It is the predecessor to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is currently available for PlayStation 5 and PC via Steam and Epic. So Lunar Remastered Collection from Gung Ho Online Entertainment America has gotten 2 new gameplay videos today ahead of its launch next week for consoles and PC. The first video is from Lunar 1 and features gameplay from the Cave of Trials. The second video is from Lunar 2, and it showcases the encounter Hiro and his friends have with the missing Link beast-like creature. So that is coming out April 18th for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. I have a buddy of mine, Tyler, that I know is super hyped for these because he is a huge Lunar fan. But yeah, these they are up on their YouTube channel. If you'd like to go check out the new trailers, they are quite cool. Okay, so here we go. This is the one that I don't understand Nintendo sometimes. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Nintendo Switch Edition will not include the Expansion Pass DLC as confirmed by IGN. It will be available as a separate purchase. Unlike every other system's games, when they release a re-release of it, it just comes with the DLC that you got. Look at all the Persona games, or whatever. During the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, Nintendo revealed the Nintendo Switch 2 editions for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom coming at launch on June 5th. These will be sold for $10 or available at no additional cost for Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion subscribers. There was no clarity if this upgrade will include the expansion pass content for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. As per the statement to IGN, it will be a separate purchase. This means those who buy Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on Nintendo Switch 2 edition will need to pay an additional $20 to get the Trial of the Sword and the Champions Ballad. This means those who do not own the game yet will need to buy Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Nintendo Switch 2 edition and the expansion pass for a total of about $90. If you missed the most recent Nintendo Treehouse stream showcasing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Nintendo Switch edition, go check it out on YouTube. This is a Wii U game that then got put out on Switch. And not only are they re-releasing it for Switch 2 and it's going to cost $70, but the fact that you have to pay another $20 for an expansion that you probably already own. I can't cuss on this show, but I really want to right now. I will say that it is fluffed up, in my opinion. Nintendo is doing some real weird... No, they're not. No, they're not at all. They're being Nintendo. They are doing exactly what they always do, which is wring the money out of people who worship them like idols. Okay, I'm done. The last thing is just a cool little indie looking game that I'm not even sure if it's a JRPG, but it is an RPG and it looks awesome. And I wanted to tell you all about it. Pixelated Milk has announced that Sacrifier will launch in Q1 2026 for PC via Steam with console versions to follow later this year. Sacrifier was originally announced in 2021 and having since then made about one appearance per year during various summer showcases. But there is a trailer for it out now, and the screenshots of it, man, it just looks so beautiful. It's a pixelated, 2.5D looking world. It looks like it's turn-based. If not, it's an action combat. It looks awesome. I think you guys should check it out. Sacrifier. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our program. Lots of cool stuff coming out for the Switch 2. I don't know if I'm going to be getting one on launch. It just doesn't seem feasible for me financially or just gaming wise. But there are a lot of games that are coming out for it that I think is cool that I really hope end up making it to, say, Steam. Or if Nintendo would just be, cool and make their own. I've been saying this forever. If they would make their own proprietary PC launcher, a Nintendo on PC type thing. put some sort of anti-piracy thing in it, because I know that they like get mad when people pirate Nintendo ROMs from the original NES. But sell your game, like take the Switch emulator that you shut down, repurpose it, make it a proprietary PC thing where you can buy games from Nintendo on PC and play them, and you will print money. But what do I know? I'm just a guy on the internet that reads out the news. I love you all. If you want to check us out over on the Twitter, it is at JRPG Report. We are also over on Blue Sky at JRPG Report, or however it works over there. If you want to support the show, which means a lot, helps me keep the lights on, patreon.com/JRPG Report. And you can get your name read on each and every episode like these wonderful people: Jake W., Jordan K., Kularian, Kana, Logan Joreid, and Be the Knight. You all mean so much to me. I appreciate you very, very much. If you want to check out my other podcast, it is a bi-weekly PC gaming show where me and my buddy Willie talk about whatever we're deciding to play or whatever's come up on the polls that the fans vote on over in our Discord. Currently, we are playing a long boy, which is Octopath Traveler 2. So we've been doing some short games in between. And the next short game that we're going to be covering later this week is the Turing Test, which has been a very, very fun game to play for me. I love a good puzzle game. So that'll be coming out, and then in 2 weeks after that, it'll be Octopath Traveler 2. So I'll be sure to remind you guys so you can check that out. I love you all. Thank you very, very much for tuning in to another JRPG Report, and do me the hugest favor that you have ever done for someone that you've never met. Get back out there and level up.